everybody, and welcome to another Linfield Coaches CatChat. Joe Stuart out here at Roy Helzer Field on a beautiful morning with head baseball coach Dan Spencer. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing great. Great day. Beautiful weather. Great to be here.
It honestly is. We are fully in. It feels like baseball season. Obviously, college baseball, we've been underway for a couple months.
Sure.
But, you love coming out to the ballpark on days like this. And you guys just got back from Salem this last weekend, where you took 2 out of 3 against the Bearcats with a 7-3 win, narrow 8-7 loss, but then coming back for a 6-4 win to take the series on Sunday. What are some of the things you liked this weekend against Willamette, and what are some of the things you want the team to still work on here in the home stretch of the regular season?
Well, we'll start with there's a lot to like. But the things we need to get better at. I mean, we talk all the time about minimizing opportunities for them, so we need to cut down on the free bases, and for the most part, we've been doing a pretty good job there. We play the great defense. We're the best defensive team in the conference, in my opinion. I don't know if the numbers back that up, but our numbers are good. So offensively, we got to do a better job. Just some of the things you want more from them. We need to do a better job with runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs and those kind of things. But the thing we have, is we have a bunch of guys that believe in each other, and they don't quit, so they don't back up, so they give themselves chances to win a game, maybe when the game looks like it's not going to be won, and then Willamette makes a couple of defensive mistakes in the 9th inning and we win a game.
Take advantage of it.
And we got really good pitching on Sunday. Pitching was great, and really over the course of the weekend. I mean, the Willamette's a very good offensive club, and especially at their place, their numbers bear it out, and their numbers at home are very good, and they do a good job hitting to their ballpark. They've got a good plan, and so our kids did a great job for the most part, making them earn things, not backing up when they hit a 3-run homer, staying in it, trying to stay with it, and just trying to find a way at the end to win a game. And it's been great because we've lost some games like that. The weekend before, with Pacific, we played great and won one game.
Yeah.
And against a good Pacific team. And so just their resilience, their willingness to keep working at it and stay with it, and is paying off for them, and that's awesome when they can win a game and win a series like that.
Yeah. You guys are 10-5 since March 6th, and that's after starting off the year 4-8.
Right.
What do you think has executed that turnaround and put you guys in playoff position for the Northwest Conference?
Well, I think a couple of things. Our pitching is better. We're pitching better. Like I said, we play great defense, and I think that the kids are, we like I said, we have tough kids. We have tough kids, and I think that we talk all the time about having, if we're in a game in the 7th inning, we feel pretty good, because obviously we feel really good if we can get Colt in the game.
Absolutely.
With a lead. And Manelski's been a warrior. Lately he's been just outstanding. Alder and Travis were both great on Saturday, and those things get overlooked. In the second game on Saturday, when we got back in the game, those 2 guys kept the score right there, so they could never break the game open and get that guy out of the game, to use him again maybe on Sunday, that key reliever. And so those are the important things. And I think that, like I said, I think our guys are they're the best thing they have. They're really good at staying with it. And so that's the plan for the rest of the conference season.
Talking about that bullpen, particularly about your senior relievers, Manelski and Meyer, have both been so good. With Manelski, what have you liked out of him that has kind of moved him from being seems like a 1-out, 2-out situational guy to, this weekend he had 2 very clean innings.
Yes.
I think that was probably one of the few times that you let him go more than an inning and a third. I think it had been mostly the max. So what have you liked out of him?
Well, a couple things, and I would like to take credit for it, but Coach Patterson stood him up in his delivery, stood him up to start, and then he kind of works down into his slot, and it's not only has it helped him with just command, which is most important, but it's also added 4 or 5 clicks to his fastball.
Wow. And
so he's gone from he's been Joe did it. Joe saw something in it and talked to him about it, and there's a big leaguer that Joe had talked to him about. He said, hey, Skyler, watch this guy, look up some film and see about maybe starting taller and getting into your slot instead of starting down low, and it's paid, huge dividends. And the good thing too, and you said senior, and Manelski is a senior, but he's a junior, so he'll be back. Colt, unfortunately, we're trying to keep, sign Colt to a 4-year contract, but I think he's going to move on to his career.
That's the other guy I wanted to talk about. I mean, Colton Meyer, this is a guy that all of us who have been around the program know how talented he can be, and just hasn't been able to put it together in his career. This year, as kind of a multi-inning closer for you, he has absolutely flourished into being one of the best pitchers in the Northwest Conference. What do you think's led to him putting it all together here?
Well, I think you like to think, with Colt, it's a matter of just, his resiliency, his ability to just, after having a good arm, being extremely physical, working as hard as he does, to not have the success earlier in his career. Most guys are going to capsize. They're going to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to find something else to do. Mm-hmm. He just stayed with it. And he is. I mean, if I had a vote, he's the best guy in the conference and the most important guy, because he only pitches when it's important.
Right.
He only pitches late in the game when you have a chance to win, and he's just such a, all the good things that could happen to somebody should happen to Colt, just because of the kind of person he is. And he's gonna relish this success right into whatever he does, in the future. And he's just that kind of kid. You like to see good things happen to good people, and he's for sure good people.
Absolutely. So it's a tight race right now. 1 through 7 in the Northwest Conference is basically still in it. Even the 8 team, Whitman, is technically still in it too.
Sure.
You guys currently tied with George Fox at 10-8 in third place, but only a game behind PLU and Pacific at 11-7.
Oh wow! I haven't looked at it.
Well, there you go. Well, that's the update for you.
Perfect.
What do you think the ceiling for this team, your team, is this year in a season that's been as tight as ever?
I don't think I would ever I wouldn't put a ceiling on this team as far as what they can't do. I would never tell them that there's something they can't do. Our goal was our short-term goal every day is to play great on that given day, and our longer-term goal was to say, hey, let's see if we can't get to the conference tournament and then make some noise. And those things are because of what our guys have done. Just the way they've kind of hung around, they put themselves in a position to realize some of those things. And now it would not, again, I would never say, hey, they can't get this done, or they can't do this, or we're not talented enough to this, or we're too young. They've proven that they can go and play anywhere and win. And we also know that the line is fine. It's a fine line. That, if you think about just the last 7 games we've played, because I can't go back I can't remember farther back than that. But the tight games with Pacific, I mean, all of them. Yeah. The tight midweek with Fox, 3 tight ones with Willamette. I mean, that's how we play. So, we could have won all 3 games at Willamette. We could have lost all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And so, that's just kind of who we are. And so our guys will stay with it. The good thing is when you come to the park every day, you understand. I believe that our guys are going to show up ready to go. Now, win, lose, or draw, when you can do that and not worry about the, hey, our guys ready. There's no doubt that our guys are always ready.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. This is a big series. In fact, your next 2 series are both huge. I mean, like we said.
Just like the last 2.
Right, but tied with George Fox, and you got them coming to town this weekend.
Right.
And then going up to play first place PLU next weekend.
Yeah.
How do the guys stay locked in, even throughout the course of a long season, when the games only get bigger and bigger? Why is it that this team always does seem so ready to go every single day?
Well, I think that's just the leadership that we have with the kids. I mean, the guys, the Colt Myers, the Evan Bates, the Sam Adams, the old guys, the Wyatt, and obviously Wyatt, and Tanner Jocks, and I don't want to forget anybody. Cole Hoskins is a 10, and tremendous leader. Brandon Merriweather, tremendous leader. And you're talking about guys, some guys that have played a lot, some guys that haven't played as much, but their value to you would have a hard time telling me that one of those guys, Hoskins or Merriweather, who hasn't played a lot, that he has less value than Jocks that's played every day. Even though Jocks is a stud and the best shortstop in the league, their value to what we're trying to do is so just big, because the team is more important than themselves. And when you got guys that are playing for each other and that are doing things in a fashion that where they're not as concerned about themselves and their numbers or their career or how many at-bats did I get, but just playing well and winning, then you've got a special group of guys, which we do.
And we've seen that so far this season as the Wildcats have moved into the top half of the Northwest Conference over the last month and seem like they're going to stay there. That big group of seniors has been a huge piece of that. We'll be celebrating them this Sunday for Senior Day right here at Roy Helzer Field. George Fox Bruins come to town Saturday, first pitch noon for our doubleheader, and then again on noon for the series cap on Sunday. We'll, of course, have Senior Day festivities before then and live coverage of it all right here on the Linfield Sports Network. Coach, thanks for the time.
Great. Thank you very much.